Okay, so in my last video, I talked about one of the top questions I get when I tell people I homeschool is what kind of homeschooling do you do? And so I went over the different methods and how I kind of use every single one of them because I guess we are what they call hack schoolers. I'm not sure if there is a title for what we do. But in this video, I wanted to answer another question I get a lot, which is what curriculum do you use? Now, the homeschooling methods I use don't have a set yearly curriculum, and I use not too much curriculum, but let me go over the ones that I do use. So for history, this isn't the only thing I do for history, but we do use this one throughout the whole school year. It is called Story of the World, and I will on my blog, inevergrewup.com, I will have a blog post that has links to all of these and the author so you can look them up. So this one's called Story of the World. I like it because it helps me not to forget certain phases of time. Also, I love how it's written, and so do my girls. It really holds their interest, and it really helps them to feel like to understand what it was like to live during that time. I love these books. And it also, the timelines of the book match the Bible, if that makes any sense. Okay, the next curriculum I use for grammar, for English and grammar, is My First Language Lessons. This is, in my mind, a very strict classical education style book. And my girls roll their eyes a little bit when we do the lessons from here. And sometimes the repetition in the book is even annoying to me in the lessons. So sometimes I skip a little bit here or there. But I know I have issues with not learning English and grammar the best. And it does hold me back in life. So I don't want this for them. So I'm kind of strict with these grammar lessons, and I like using this curriculum. It teaches them very well and very thoroughly all of the grammar concepts. The next curriculum I use is for spelling. Spelling Power is what I use. I picked this one because it was less expensive, because the lessons don't take up a huge amount of our day, and they progress so well. They're going to be great spellers. But it's the same thing. I don't want my girls' spelling holding them back, so I use this kind of old school, very thorough book on spelling. It doesn't, like I said, it doesn't take too much of our weekly time, and the other nice thing is it doesn't take very much prep time for me, so I like this a lot. It also teaches them study skills when they don't know a word. It teaches them great study skills. It's like a 10-step thing they have to go through when they don't know a word to help them memorize it and for it to make sense in their mind. And I know they're going to be able to use this in the future for different subjects and different things in their life. So I like the study skills it teaches too. And then vocabulary. For this, I just use, they have such awful and good free resources online. I like the vocabulary ones. I'll put a link to what I use. It's by grade or by age, and we just go through those words during the week. All right, so that's the curriculum I use. Now, the other curriculum I kind of do is I choose to outsource some things that are difficult for me to teach, or a subject that I know they could learn better and have more fun learning it from other people. So they go to a math school once a week. It's for, how long is it? 3.5 hours once a week. And then they have a little bit of work during the week, or they can play games or use flashcards to help keep them sharp. And that's how they get their math. They also, at this place, which I don't know if it's only in Utah. I actually think they have other locations. So I'm going to also put this up on my blog, inevergrewup.com. But also at this place, they do STEM and they do science. I think the things they've learned so far are about gravity, flight, electricity, water. And then the other day when I came to pick them up, they had done computer programming and computer programmed a little game. It was so cool. Okay. Then another thing I do, I guess, for curriculum is their interests, which are dance, piano, theater, and sewing. They go to class. One of them is just taught by their grandma, the sewing class, and then the other classes are academies or dance programs I've found in the area that I love. Then another thing I do is I host clubs. I host a cooking club and a book club and an art club. And none of the other kids are homeschooled. They're all kids that just aren't in after school activities. And so every week I host a different one with different kids, and it just explores more of their interests. We have a book club, an art club, and a cooking club, which I talk a lot about in my other videos and on my website. Okay, another way that I use curriculum kind of is unit studies and stations. So I put together units or stations on science, social studies, which includes current events, geography, culture spotlights, creative writing, technology, business, nature, religion, and health. So I put together those unit studies and those stations with different books or different things I find online or just from my own experience. And then I also have them follow their old interests. I try to, if they show an interest in something, to have them use books, because it makes me so sad that we're losing the art of going to the library and leafing through all those books and finding one you love and sitting down and flipping through the pages. So I try to be old school, make sure they have books. And then we also use technology, but it has to be pre-approved technology, meaning when they want to explore something online, I have either a pre-approved file folder on the desktop with links of pre-approved websites or Pinterest boards that I've put together, and I've looked at the links I put on there. One day, well, maybe never, I won't have to worry about this as much. Okay, so that's kind of what I do for my curriculum. So those are a few books you can look at, but some of it is just what I've created on my own. So in my next video, I'm going to go over in detail how our homeschool learning time goes. So 4 days a week for 2 hours or 3 hours, we have homeschool room time. And I'll go over how I set that up and our schedule in the next video.